Hi friends, I am Singh from Singh tutorials video. In this session, I am going to cover about the certain serious mistakes or flaws in mathematics which have happened inadvertently. Though we know the facts, but still we are silent. I don't know why. So basically, these mistakes have occurred mainly due to the fact that we have mixed vectors and scalars, and which has caused a lot of problem which we are unaware also. I have prepared separate videos on real number system where I have covered that the numbers are not imaginary at all. We have made it inadvertently by converting the numbers into vectors and then treating the vector as a scalar, and we have blended them, and still we are doing that mistake. It is continuing, which is a serious mistake. So that's why I thought, okay, I should highlight this thing so that you can also ponder over it. You can also think about it, where we have gone wrong and how we have gone wrong, or whether it can be rectified or not, or how to rectify it. That is important. So I have prepared separate videos on real number system, polynomials, trigonometry. So under my observations there on the basic concepts of these chapters, and some more things I will cover in this chapter along with pertaining to those chapters also, so that things should be clear and the concerned authority should also take into consideration these facts so that the improvements can be made in this direction. So there are basic causes I have mentioned here, some of the basic which are responsible for the mistakes or flaws in mathematics, such as mixing of scalar and vectors, or meaning of infinity, whether we are confused about it. So I will cover it in detail, this one also, and already we know also, this is nothing like that, we don't know these things, but somehow we are all silent also. We are not discussing these things openly, I don't know why. So this is always better to discuss the things for betterment. If some doubt has come, there is nothing wrong in it, and this is a continuous process of improvement. There is no end to it, and it will continue in future too. So by discussing, many problems are solved. So that's why, with that point in mind, I have prepared this video so that we can think about these things, and it will further improve many other aspects of mathematics also which are concerned with this, because I have only just mentioned the basic things, but the major changes will come afterwards, so that is why it is important. So meaning of infinity I will take into account for problems relating to limits. Then next is how we have mixed or confused length oblique area oblique volume in mathematics. That also we'll discuss, and what is the impact of it, that we'll know. Certainly this is important aspect. Then trigonometric ratios and functions are also affected due to the above regions. So most of the mathematical terms, oblique derivations, oblique expressions got affected due to these regions. Then I have covered in separate video some clarifications are given regarding polynomials also. So there also some confusions are prevailing. So I have talked about polynomials in a separate video under basic concepts, and I have given my observations there too. Real numbers. Do we have imaginary numbers in reality? That is already I mentioned about this parameter. Clarifications regarding integration, oblique derivations, and more I will give later on. Some very few I have covered. And many more things will emerge out due to the above regions. Then invisible energies versus Fleming's rule. In electricity, there is some rule we call it. So why it is happening, what we are not in a position to see, but there is some energy in the universe, everywhere it is there, every part of every iota of the universe it is there. It is moving in different directions with different speeds and intensities, which is creating and can destroy the universe also. That is important, and that I will not cover here because already covered in detail. Only just brief I will mention, but I covered in separate videos under God, Energy, Science and Spirituality in my other channel, that is Satnam_Vadva on YouTube. So that is a different issue at all. Now, in this regard, first talk about vectors and scalars. So we know very well that is there are four quadrants, quadrant 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now if I take in quadrant 1, 2, 3 and 4 x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 5, then the area will be 25 square centimeter. If it is 5 centimeter, x is 5 centimeter, y is 5 centimeter, and the area is 25 centimeter square in quadrant 1, 2, 3 and 4. Because magnitude will be same in all the quadrants, only directions will change in quadrant 1, 2, 3 and 4. But unfortunately somewhere we have mixed we are given the directions in the quadrant x, y, x dash, y, y dash. So x is positive, x dash is negative, y is positive, y dash is negative. So these are nothing but directions. So ultimately this is nothing but it is already we are converted into vectors. But by giving it negative numbers on the left hand side, so that means we have converted the numbers into vectors, and the directions we have given negative numbers. Due to that, so we have considered in quadrant 1, if x is 5, y is 5, so this becomes 25, area becomes 25 centimeter square if x is 5 centimeter and y is 5 centimeter. Then quadrant 2, because we have taken x-axis minus 5 and y is 5, so that becomes minus 25. In quadrant 3, both are minus, that is x is minus, y is minus, so this is positive 25. And in the fourth quadrant, x is positive, y is minus, negative, so this is minus 25, which means though the magnitude is same 25 25 in all the four quadrants, but we have made it as 25 positive in one and third quadrant and negative in second and fourth quadrant. That's why when we are taking as x square is equal to 25, so x is equal to plus minus 5, that is only quadrant 1 and 3, though it is wrong because magnitude is 25 in all the quadrants. And in second and fourth quadrant it becomes minus 25, and if we take under root of x square is equal to minus 25, x is equal to under root of minus 25, so that it becomes imaginary. Though we have made it inadvertently when we have given the numbers negative numbers, we have made the numbers as negative numbers, so then itself it became imaginary, but only we came to know when we are taking as a square root of minus, say 25 minus any minus figure, any minus number in these quadrants. But in reality it is affecting all other things also, which we are not aware. So I will take another example for that and then we will see. So these things I covered in detail in my another video regarding real number system. So here I have given all the calculations here in detail so that you also go through that one. And I have given an example of circle also, because if the radius of the circle, we draw the circle from the origin as a center, and on the right side if we take positive radius, on the left side minus negative radius, so it becomes, if we add it becomes 0, which means circle will disappear, but that becomes actually it is 2r, r plus r, that is equal to diameter. So where some cases we take modulus, but what happens in between, that I'll see. I'll take one more example to clarify further. This is, we know very well that in the quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4, only the direction will change, magnitude remains same in the vectors. So this is nothing but this is already made a vector by giving the direction x and y, and but we have made the numbers negative on the x-axis left side and y downward side, which has caused the main problem because we have mixed here scalar and vectors. Scalars we have made vectors by giving the minus sign, which is minus due to the directions what we have mixed with the scalar and vector because both are different things. So that's why problem has become. So only the direction will change, magnitude will remain same. So that I have shown here. Here the direction of the triangle is OAB. Here left side it is reverse of that. That is O B dash, this one, and upwards and downwards also I shown separately. But the magnitude of the triangle remains same. It cannot be plus in first quadrant, minus in second quadrant, positive in third quadrant, and so on, which is correct. And same thing is happening in the trigonometry also, where tangent tan theta becomes positive in first and third quadrant, because there also x and y both are involved. But that is incorrect, because magnitude, that is angle, should be having some positive, that is same magnitude in all the quadrant, but only the direction of the only the direction changes. So we should differentiate both, otherwise everything has become mess and it will continue to be like that. I'll take it another example, then I'll mention here. So that's why I mention here, as everyone knows that only direction change in different quadrants and magnitude remains same and positive, but somehow we have mixed the scalar and vector as the negative direction of vector has made the scalar as negative, which has made a mess of the mathematics. So which I want to highlight here. Now again what I mentioned earlier, so if you take a square here and if you take different quadrant, this is another example I given. So 81, this is x is 9, y is 9, so first quadrant is plus 81, in the second quadrant it becomes minus 81, then 81, then minus 81. So due to this region, if we say x square is equal to minus 81, then x square is equal to 81 in the first quadrant and x square is equal to minus 81 in the second and fourth quadrant, and in the third quadrant also it is positive. That's why we say x is equal to plus minus of 81 under root. If we have to calculate x square is equal to 81, so x is equal to plus minus 9, because we have taken only first and third quadrant and we have made the direction as negative. So that's why we are getting plus and minus, but magnitude is only 1, so it should not happen. This is the main reason. That's why when we take x square is equal to minus 81, x becomes equal to under root of minus 81, which is a imaginary number. But here we have come to know, otherwise in other cases we don't know it, because there also scalar and vectors are mixed. So this is very important, and I have given one more example to show that, because same thing is happening in the trigonometry functions too, or it is happening in all the cases where we are dealing with them in the different quadrants, because already we given the directions, we have made them vector.